Garcia gave this to me. He was wearing a similar hat. I'm pretty sure it was different. And I said, that's a great hat. Where'd you get that? And it's a Granby High School hat, and they sell it at Farm Fresh. Isn't that the coolest thing in the world? I mean, I've never seen them there. And then on top of that, the next night, he brought this and gave it to me. So thank you, Mr. Garcia. That's so cool. And we used it in the skit. You see that? It's a costume. This is a costume. Once upon a time, I had pants that matched this. But during a school, and I paid only $40 for this tail, so that's cool. School show, ripped on a set. So I thought, what did Vincent Minnelli do in Gigi? He had all of the extras wear only the top part of the costume because they were all sitting down at Maxime's, and he saved a fortune on costume bottoms. So I thought that was kind of cool. All right. My favorite books are A Charles Gardner Versus, which is what we're doing, Peter Pan, The Diary of Anne Frank, and a favorite when I was young, Anne Landers Talks About Sex. The Diary of Anne Frank, I'm Jewish, and we celebrated Christmas, and I found a lot in common with Anne Frank reading her diary as a kid. And it's probably one of the most meaningful books, I guess, by a young person. And we've done, except for Anne Landers Talks About Sex, we've done the other books here. We did Peter Pan here, and some of you were here, right, when we did that, Susie, right? And Charles Gardner Versus, which we'll talk about in a second, and we also did the Diary of Anne Frank. And every Christmas, all through growing up, I would always get a book on the Holocaust. And I know that sounds silly, because in our family, there's a little saying that it's not Christmas without the Holocaust. But, I know, you go, what a bright Christmas morning. But it's about being thankful. It's about what's happened to others and how fortunate we are. And it reminds me every year when I'm in a warm, toasty home that I can be anything I want to be in this world. And we're safe here. And that's what this piece is about tonight, I guess. It was created 8 years ago, and it was done in 2 weeks. I came in on we came back, I think, on a Tuesday after New Year's, and I had auditions by just giving the kids poems from, there's about 60 in the book of Robert Lewis Stevenson's poems, and I had selected a few, and I told them, I want you to be this character, that character. We cast it on a Thursday night, and everybody was given all of the poems to go home and pick out something that they might have liked, and also ones I wanted them to read. And hi, Danielle. Hey, I don't have my glasses on. All right, so I guess I'll do that. This is so bad. See, I have stage fright, and so I don't wear glasses ever, or even contact lenses when I'm on the stage, because I really do. But Danielle was in that production. Stand up. And next to Danielle is Mrs. Piperato, and she's a dear friend of mine. Her son was in the production. I want you to stand up, Beth. The kids in this production were truly amazing and remarkable. They created this piece in 2 weeks. And Adam, her son, is like my second son. We spend holidays together in the summer, and he's a grown-up now. As a matter of fact, we were laughing that on New Year's Eve, we toasted with, I don't drink by the way typically, but it's a cinnamon fireball. That's so good. And we toasted, and I said, this is so strange that this 13-year-old is now a 22-year-old and we're toasting New Year's Eve. Anyway, the piece was done. We got disqualified. All 3 plays that won got disqualified that year. One was because it was too long. One was because they didn't have the rights to do the show. They thought it was public domain. And ours, we had a character, an actor in it who didn't have enough classes. And I discovered that and actually reported it, because I felt if the other schools got disqualified, we have to also, we joined the club. And I always regretted, I didn't regret that, but I always regret that we didn't get to go to really compete with the piece. And I love the piece. And I always wanted to do it again. And my mother is in the last stage of cancer, and she gave me this book, and I said, by golly, we're going to do this piece again in honor of my mom who's in California, because I love this piece and I'm such a child at heart. So, we're doing it. We've added another character, and the cast and crew are equally remarkable because we tore the piece apart and put it back together. And you'll notice some things are similar, but you're going to see, and you go, oh wow, this is different because a lot of you saw the original piece. And I hope you're going to be pleased. As I'm leaving you now, I'm just going to say a couple of words quickly because they're not going to be bowing. I don't like the crew to bow at the end, so I want to give credit to Drew, who's backstage. He's our stage assistant director, stage manager. I was really blessed the day that she said, yes, I want to do that because it's a hard job. Choreography is by Darcy Kaja. She's backstage and she is in the show, but you'll be really impressed with her. I mentioned Natasha, assistant choreographer. I'm so sorry I don't mean you like this, but I want to give them credit, even though they're the program. Rainey, who's like been with us faithfully almost every rehearsal, playing music. A real sound system, and it's like, whoa, you know, and she has to right then on the spot get it. 15 minutes later, right, we're performing with that happening. Up in the light booth, Sarah's helping out tonight because Emmanuel can be there, and there's Nathan up there waving to us. And I should tell you, the other night we lost power, we lost a computer part, it broke on the light board, and we're not going to get it for 2 more weeks. So we, 20 minutes before the show, we refocused. We're only using 4 lights and these apron lights. It's not what we envisioned, but we're really thrilled that we are able to have 4 lights. So, and I'm told you can do it with 2, so we got 4. And then backstage also, Shahar is our crew, and he's working literally behind the scenes. So I want to say. And reminding you how blessed we are that we live in a country where we can perform and do different kinds of theater without being subjected to rules of a government. Thank you.
very nice to think the world is full of meat and drink, with little children saying grace in every Christian kind of place. In winter, I get up at night and dress by yellow candlelight. In summer, quite the other way, I have to go to bed by day. I have to go to bed and see the birds still hopping on the tree, or hear the grown-up people's feet still going past me in the street. And does it not seem hard to you when all the sky is clear and blue? And I should so much like to play, to have to go to bed by day?
A child should always say what's true and speak when he is spoken to, and behave mannerly at the table. At least as far as he's able.
All night long and every night, when my nurse puts out the light, I see the people marching by, as plain as day, before my eye. Armies and emperors and kings, all carrying different kinds of things, and marching in so grand a way you never saw the like by day. So fine a show was never seen by the great circus on the green. For every kind of beast and man was marching in that caravan. At first, they move a little slow, but still the faster on they go. And still beside them, close I keep, until we reach the town of sleep.
Thank you.